Hey everybody, it is August 2nd, 2007. I am Sonic Suns, and I should probably take these headphones off. I'm doing a brief video about the tiny house movement, or the small house society, or the these interesting things. Actually, I first came across it in the point of the Tumbleweed Tiny House Company. A few months ago I ran into this. And so there's this guy, this Jay Schaefer, right? And I think it's really just this one guy. Like, I guess there must be a couple other people with him, but I imagine it's a pretty small company, not to mention the small products that they make. They make these houses, right, that are like 100 square feet. Like, it's like a big child's playhouse. And I love these things. I think I'd like to live in one someday. You know, because for many reasons. For one, I love the environment. It's actually kind of odd that I haven't made a video about the environment yet. You know, 130 videos and so many topics I still haven't talked about yet. I will get around to second law of thermodynamics, by the way. But you know, I love having this incredibly low impact, right? Taking out a really small amount of space, and you know, you can park these things. A lot of these you can fit on trailers. And not even like a big trailer. Like the house itself is a trailer. Like it has wheels, and you just hook it up to something and move it along wherever. Park it in, like, you know, kind of a foresty area. You know, anywhere you could get your car to go. And then, hey, now you're living out in the forest. And you have practically no impact on that forest, right? And you're off the grid. And you don't need, you know, to worry about the power companies and whatever. And, you know, it takes you about $200 a year heating bill. For the entire year, you will need about $200 of propane to get, if you live in like a really harsh winter area. I think you'd be like, his thing's in Iowa, yeah, you know, okay, they have winter in Iowa. You know, they have $200 a year is enough propane to cover that. Wow, that's cool. And maybe soon enough we'll be doing like solar power and stuff. That's what I want to do. Can I go completely off? Can I, you know, I don't even need to buy propane now. I get my electricity from the sun. And then water, yeah, he actually gets it from like a spigot somewhere and carries it down. Which you would think would be a pain. But there's so many other things that are not pains. There's so much space you don't have to deal with. Things you don't have to clean up. Mortgage that doesn't have to be paid. Property taxes don't have to be paid. Because it's really not property. It's just this vehicle you have parked. Wherever you have it parked. You know, which you might own that property, in which case you're paying for it. But you know, you could. I think Hiraji did this, right? He wanted to live in a tiny house, but the city wouldn't allow him. You know, because city codes say your house has to be such and such size. So he bought a house, and then rented it out to people, and then built his tiny house in the backyard. You know, and it's just, this is great. You know. I love that one of these things. It'd be like, I mean, you can freaking attach it to a car. It's like, hey, you want to come down to see me? Oh, sure, I'll bring my house. No. I could live anywhere, right? And I'd be having this low impact on it, and to be, you know, constantly forcing my stuff to only own as much stuff as I really need, which increasingly is you know, decreasing. It's increasingly decreasing. You know what I mean? It's come on, guys. With computers and stuff, with all the new technology, you know, that's one thing I would need. I would need internet access somehow to figure out how that would work. If you have a tiny house, and who's gonna hook up to, and if it's mobile, would you, I don't know, wireless networks, something. But you know, you can outsource so much stuff, right? Something I was talking about, like, hey, you know, instead of having to build like a workout room in my house, or I can even buy a treadmill, I just go to the gym. And honestly, that saves money. It's more efficient. It's more efficient. This is R. Buckminster Fuller's dream, or one of his dreams. Not that he specifically designed tiny houses, but he wanted efficient houses. He wanted people to be able to get off the grid. He wanted people to be completely free, and I don't need to worry about whatever bureaucrats and yada yada yada. Just, you know, self-sustainability, right? Which I wouldn't be fully self-sustainable, I guess, unless I had, like, you know, my own little farm off to the side, which I probably wouldn't want to spend the time upkeeping. So not utterly self-sustainable, but you know, I mean, you still a little space to heat or to cool for that matter, right? And so you're not wasting any resources. You're not taking up much of a footprint. You know, you can't possibly get all that cluttered because there's not much space for the clutter to get. For that matter, you can't very much lose things because there's only so many places it could be. Here. It's pretty much like where I'm standing. This is as far as my stuff can go. You know? And gee, you mean like I lived, you know, I went to college, right? Which I'll be going back to soon enough. And I realized I'm in my college dorm room, which is, I want to say, like half the size of my room at home, if you include the closet. And it's got half the size, and it's got 2 people, and I'm perfectly comfortable. It's like I could live here on my half of the dorm room. 'Cause, you know, I'm on my laptop all the time. You know, and then when I want to go outside, I go outside. It doesn't have to be, I don't have to own the outside. It doesn't have to be mine. I just go out for walking and go to like the library and go to like, you know, the gym, I guess. Even though I never go work out at a gym. You know, the monotony. Just I'm doing the same activity over and over. It's almost hard for me to express. It's just so cool. It's just so cool. I've just thrown like some solar power and some other more sustainable stuff, and some like I don't even need a car. I can just use a bicycle, and some you know, I love just like, you know, if I want to go outside, I'll just open the door. I'm outside. I'm in nature. I spend a lot more time walking around nature that way. I hardly ever go outside as it is. I'm always on my laptop. In my tiny house, though, pretty much have to go outside. Walk around and, you know, whatever's out there. I think it's really, really, really cool. At least for people like me, and honestly for people in general, because I think a lot of people would be uncomfortable with something that small, 100 square feet. A lot of us, we don't need houses this big. Just keep building them big because we have all this money and we figure bigger is better, and turns out it's not. Just, you know, it's not just a matter of limiting yourself, you know, because, well, I guess the planet needs it, so I'll self-sacrifice. Honestly, if you own no more than you need, this is both in terms of space and physical stuff and all these things, if what you own is all that you need, this is honestly much better for you, regardless of global environmental concerns, right? Because there's less stuff to worry about, less stuff to pay for and earn, and less stuff to clutter, and less stuff to just keep pursuing. And you think, oh, if I just had more, no, just however much you need just to be comfortable, you know? It's really not all that much if you get down to it. And with so much less stuff, you find you have so much more time. You're not going to be cleaning the place very long, are you? So, and we're done. Guess I have some free time now. Maybe I should do something. Free time. Freedom. Now that, I think, is perhaps the central element of just how cool this is to my mind. So tiny houses, whether from this company or other companies, or I don't know what else will come to by. Very interesting stuff. Thanks for watching. See you later.